Hello everyone, welcome back to Healthy Care. What if the innocent-looking handful of nuts you reach for each day is actually working against you, silently accelerating aging, increasing inflammation, and pushing your body toward disease? For decades, we've been told that nuts are a perfect snack, natural, protein-rich, and heart-healthy. But groundbreaking new research is now revealing a different story, especially for those over the age of 60. A recent 12-year study has uncovered a shocking truth: while some nuts can extend life, enhance memory, and protect the heart, others may quietly double your risk of cardiovascular disease, feed chronic inflammation, and even impair cognitive function over time. This isn't just about calories or fat content. It's about specific compounds found in certain nuts that could be sabotaging your health, while others hold the power to revitalize aging bodies from the inside out. In today's video, we're breaking down the science you've never been told. You'll discover 4 of the most protective, senior-friendly nuts that support energy, mental clarity, strong circulation, and even bone health. But we won't stop there. We're also exposing 4 common nuts that, despite their popularity, could be slowly damaging your liver, disrupting your metabolism, and making aging feel faster and harder than it needs to be. And don't miss the number 1 nut on our danger list, a seemingly harmless snack that researchers are now investigating its possible connection to liver damage and early cognitive decline in older adults. If you want to make smarter, science-backed choices to protect your health, this is the video you need to see from beginning to end. Let's get started with the top nuts every senior should include in their daily diet, and why choosing the right ones could transform the way you age. 1. Almonds. Almonds stand as one of nature's most perfect foods for aging bodies, particularly because they contain remarkable amounts of calcium and vitamin E that work synergistically to maintain bone density. As we age, our bones naturally become more porous and fragile, making fractures increasingly dangerous. Just a quarter cup of almonds daily provides about 97 milligrams of calcium, which helps counteract the natural bone loss that accelerates after age 65. What makes almonds truly special isn't just their calcium content, but how they package it alongside magnesium, which many seniors are deficient in. This magnesium acts as a transport system, helping calcium actually reach your bones, rather than settling in arteries where it can cause damage. The healthy monounsaturated fats in almonds also support heart health by helping reduce LDL cholesterol levels, which becomes increasingly important as cardiovascular risk rises with age. I recommend seniors consume about 15 to 20 almonds daily, preferably raw or dry roasted without added salt. The fiber content in almonds, about 3.5 grams per serving, also helps combat constipation, a common problem that affects nearly 40% of older adults. Perhaps most impressively, research from Tufts University shows that the unique antioxidant profile in almonds helps protect brain cells from oxidative damage, potentially slowing cognitive decline that many fear as they age. When purchasing almonds, look for those still in their skin, as the skin contains flavonoids that work with vitamin E to double the antioxidant power. Just be mindful that chewing almonds thoroughly is important, as they can pose a choking hazard for seniors with swallowing difficulties. 2. Pistachios. Pistachios might be the most underappreciated nut when it comes to senior health, particularly for maintaining healthy blood pressure. What makes pistachios stand out is their exceptional potassium to sodium ratio, providing roughly 285 milligrams of potassium per serving while being naturally low in sodium. This mineral balance is particularly crucial for seniors, as it helps counteract the sodium-retaining tendencies that develop in aging kidneys, potentially reducing systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, which is comparable to the effect of some prescription medications but without side effects. The lutein and zeaxanthin in pistachios also deserve special mention, as these carotenoids specifically target the macula of the eye, which means they protect against age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in people over 60. Unlike some harder nuts that might pose dental challenges for seniors, pistachios have a uniquely satisfying crunch while still being gentle on aging teeth and gums. Their distinctive green and purple hues aren't just visually appealing, they signal the presence of antioxidants that help neutralize the free radicals that accelerate aging throughout the body. There's also a practical aspect to pistachios that's perfect for seniors. The act of shelling them naturally slows down consumption, preventing overeating while providing a mindful eating experience that can be both meditative and stimulating for cognitive function. Research published in the International Journal of Obesity found that the visible empty shells serve as a visual cue of consumption, helping seniors better regulate their intake. For those with arthritis in their hands, look for pistachios that are partially opened, making them easier to access while still providing the benefits of the shelling process. Aim for about 49 pistachios daily, 1 ounce, preferably unsalted or lightly salted varieties. The fiber in pistachios, about 3 grams per ounce, also helps regulate blood sugar levels, particularly important for the 25% of Americans over 65 who have diabetes or prediabetes. 3. Walnuts. Walnuts are perhaps the most impressive brain food available to seniors, and it's no coincidence that they physically resemble the very organ they protect, the brain. These remarkable nuts contain the highest amount of alpha-linolenic acid of any common nut, which is a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. This matters tremendously for aging brains because omega-3s help maintain the integrity of brain cell membranes and facilitate neurotransmission. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who consumed just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks showed significant improvements in cognitive processing speed and mental flexibility. The unique polyphenolic compounds in walnuts cross the blood-brain barrier to fight inflammation directly in neural tissues, potentially slowing the progression of conditions like Alzheimer's and dementia. What many people don't realize is that walnuts also contain melatonin, which naturally decreases as we age, contributing to the sleep disturbances many seniors experience. By incorporating a small handful of walnuts into your evening routine, you may help regulate your sleep-wake cycle more effectively. Walnuts also provide impressive cardiovascular benefits through their combination of arginine, an amino acid that improves blood vessel function, and polyphenol that reduce oxidative stress. For seniors taking blood pressure medications, walnuts can actually complement these treatments by helping maintain arterial flexibility. To maximize benefits, store walnuts in the refrigerator to prevent their delicate oils from oxidizing, and aim to consume about 7 to 9 walnut halves daily. We also suggest cracking them yourself when possible, as the activity provides a gentle hand exercise that maintains fine motor skills. The slight bitterness in walnuts is actually a sign of their powerful antioxidants, so don't be deterred by this naturally protective flavor. 4. Hazelnuts. Hazelnuts may not get as much attention as almonds or walnuts, but they offer remarkable health benefits, especially for seniors looking to improve heart health and reduce inflammation. Packed with monounsaturated fats, hazelnuts have been shown to help lower LDL, bad, cholesterol while simultaneously raising HDL, good, cholesterol, an important factor for individuals over 65 who face an elevated risk of cardiovascular disease. A study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that daily hazelnut consumption led to significant improvements in lipid profiles and vascular health in older adults. Hazelnuts are also rich in vitamin E, an essential antioxidant that protects cells from oxidative damage and supports immune function, which often declines with age. What makes hazelnuts particularly appealing is their high manganese content, a mineral that plays a crucial role in bone formation, enzyme activity, and blood sugar regulation. 1 ounce provides about 87% of the daily recommended intake of manganese, making them a smart choice for bone protection and metabolic balance. For best results, seniors should aim for about 20 hazelnuts per day, consumed raw or lightly roasted without added salt or sugar. The rich flavor and satisfying crunch make them a great addition to breakfast cereals, yogurt, or simply eaten on their own as a heart-healthy snack. Hazelnuts also contain folate, a nutrient linked to brain function and mood stability, especially important for seniors managing age-related cognitive changes. When selecting hazelnuts, choose those that are unprocessed and, preferably stored in airtight containers in the refrigerator to preserve their nutrient integrity. Now that we've explored the top nuts that can nourish your body after 65, it's time to turn our attention to the ones that could silently sabotage your health if you're not careful. 1. Chestnuts. While often associated with festive meals and considered natural, chestnuts pose several concerns for aging adults. Unlike most other nuts, chestnuts are unusually high in carbohydrates and low in fat, containing about 27 grams of carbs and only 1 gram of fat per ounce. This makes them more similar to starchy foods like bread or potatoes, which can quickly raise blood glucose levels and offer minimal satiety, especially risky for the 70% of seniors managing prediabetes, diabetes, or weight-related concerns. Although they are lower in calories, chestnuts lack the fiber, healthy fats, and protein found in other nuts that help regulate appetite and blood sugar. The glycemic impact of chestnuts can cause rapid fluctuations in blood sugar, which may lead to fatigue, irritability, and difficulty maintaining energy throughout the day. What's more, chestnuts are typically consumed roasted, often with added butter or sugar during preparation, which compounds their blood sugar spiking effect. In many holiday dishes, they are mixed with syrups or used in high-calorie desserts, masking their potential drawbacks under a healthful image. Another issue is their short shelf life and high moisture content, which makes chestnuts prone to mold if not stored correctly. Improper storage can lead to the development of harmful mycotoxins that are especially dangerous for seniors with compromised liver function or weakened immune systems. If you've been including chestnuts in your diet thinking they're a nutritious snack, consider replacing them with nutrient-dense nuts like hazelnuts or almonds. These alternatives offer the protein, healthy fats, and antioxidants that aging bodies need to maintain muscle strength, metabolic balance, and cognitive clarity without the sharp blood sugar spikes. 2. Peanuts. Despite their popularity, peanuts pose several risks that make them problematic for many seniors. First, it's important to understand that peanuts aren't true nuts at all but legumes that grow underground, making them particularly susceptible to mold and aflatoxins, which are naturally occurring mycotoxins produced by certain molds that can damage the liver and contribute to cancer risk when consumed regularly. This risk increases with age as the body's detoxification systems naturally become less efficient. Even more concerning for seniors specifically is that peanuts contain proteins that can trigger inflammatory responses in many people, even without a true allergy. This low-grade inflammation can exacerbate joint pain, increase cardiovascular stress, and even accelerate cognitive decline, which are 3 areas already vulnerable in aging adults. The high omega-6 fatty acid content in peanuts further contributes to this problem, as most Americans already consume far too many omega-6 relative to anti-inflammatory omega-3s. For seniors taking blood thinners like warfarin, the vitamin K in peanuts can interfere with medication efficacy, a dangerous interaction that many doctors fail to mention. Commercial peanut butters often compound these issues by adding hydrogenated oils, excess sodium, and sugars that further burden aging cardiovascular systems. Even natural peanut butter frequently contains added salt that can elevate blood pressure, which is already a concern for the 63% of American seniors with hypertension. Storage issues present another problem, as improperly stored peanuts develop rancidity that creates harmful free radicals. The typical dry roasting process used for most commercial peanuts also creates acrylamide, which is a compound that research suggests may accelerate cognitive decline, particularly concerning for those already worried about memory loss. If you've been enjoying peanuts without apparent issues, transitioning to one of our recommended nuts, even just 3 days per week, can start providing better nutritional benefits while reducing exposure to these problematic compounds. 3. Macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts, while delicious, represent one of the most problematic choices for seniors, primarily due to their extraordinary caloric density. At approximately 200 calories per ounce, they're the highest calorie nut available. This becomes especially concerning as metabolic rates naturally decline with age, making weight management increasingly challenging for older adults. Their extremely high fat content, about 22 grams per ounce, places additional strain on gallbladder function, which typically becomes less efficient as we age. For the estimated 15% of seniors who have asymptomatic gallbladder symptoms, macadamias can trigger painful episodes that might otherwise remain dormant. Beyond their caloric impact, macadamias contain one of the highest proportions of saturated fat among nuts, around 3 grams per ounce, contributing to elevated LDL cholesterol levels, which is already a concern for many seniors. Their hardness and density also present significant dental risks for seniors with crowns, bridges, or weakened teeth, which is a common issue after 65 when years of wear and reduced calcium absorption can compromise dental strength. From a practical standpoint, macadamias are among the most expensive nuts, potentially leading budget-conscious seniors to purchase lower-quality versions that may be rancid or improperly stored, increasing exposure to harmful oxidized fats. Commercially available macadamias are often heavily salted and oil-roasted, adding unnecessary sodium and damaged fats to an already problematic nutritional profile. Their rich, buttery flavor can trigger overconsumption, especially for seniors who may have diminished taste sensitivity and therefore seek out stronger flavors. What's particularly concerning is that many seniors consume macadamias believing they're making a heart-healthy choice, not realizing that the studies supporting nut consumption for cardiovascular health specifically excluded or limited high-fat varieties like macadamias. So if you've been enjoying macadamias regularly, consider transitioning to pistachios, which provide a similarly satisfying eating experience with a much better nutritional profile specifically suited to aging bodies. 4. Cashews. Cashews present a particular concern for seniors because of their surprisingly high carbohydrate content and glycemic impact. Unlike true tree nuts, cashews contain significantly more carbohydrates, about 9 grams per ounce, and fewer fiber-protective compounds. This creates a blood sugar response that can be problematic for the estimated 25% of adults over 65 with diabetes and the additional 48% with prediabetes. What makes this especially troubling is that cashews have a health halo effect, leading many seniors to consume them liberally without realizing they may be destabilizing their glucose levels. The shape of cashews, which is curved and smooth, also makes them one of the most commonly aspirated nuts among seniors, presenting a choking hazard that shouldn't be underestimated, particularly for those with swallowing difficulties. From a nutritional standpoint, cashews contain high levels of oxalates, which are compounds that can bind to calcium in the digestive tract, reducing calcium absorption, a significant concern for seniors already at risk for osteoporosis. These same oxalates may exacerbate kidney stone formation in susceptible individuals, with risk increasing substantially after age 60. The processing required for cashews presents another hidden issue. Cashews must be extensively processed to remove urushiol, the same toxic compound found in poison ivy, and this processing often involves high heat that damages their nutritional profile. Commercial varieties are frequently oil-roasted and heavily salted, adding unhealthy fats and sodium that can elevate blood pressure and increase cardiovascular strain. What many don't realize is that cashews also contain enzyme inhibitors that can interfere with protein digestion, which is particularly problematic for seniors who often already struggle with reduced digestive efficiency and protein absorption. The creamy texture that makes cashews so appealing also makes them easier to overconsume, potentially contributing to weight gain at a life stage when maintaining a healthy weight becomes increasingly challenging. If you've been regularly consuming cashews, consider gradually replacing them with walnuts or almonds, which provide better nutritional profiles with fewer risks specifically relevant to aging bodies. Choosing the right nuts isn't just about eating healthy, it's about protecting your future. What you put in your body today can shape how you feel tomorrow, next year, and far beyond. For seniors, the difference between vitality and vulnerability often comes down to these small, daily decisions. Now that you know which nuts to embrace and which ones to avoid, you have the tools to support your heart, sharpen your mind, and keep your body strong with every handful. And remember, it's never too late to start. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit the like button and drop a comment below to let us know which nut surprised you the most. Most importantly, subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on simple, science-backed ways to stay healthy, energized, and thriving, no matter your age. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video with more insights to help you live your best life.